Up everyone and welcome back to another video, and in this one I'm going to be painting this Border Collie called Freya in acrylics. I painted this one early on this year and it's A4 size, but I did square it off a little in order to fit her profile in a little bit better because it weren't really suited to a more rectangle shape. As usual, I've listed all these supplies that I use in description so you can go and have a look at what I'm using. And you can also buy as well if you want from Amazon links. I do get a little bit of commission for that if you do. So you might notice the reference photo for this has just got a plain white background. It was a studio shot, and to be honest I'm not a fan of white backgrounds, whether in photography or art. I just don't like them at all. I just find them really sterile and clinical. But anyway, the client decided to have it a different colour background, which I did recommend because the whites at dog were just blending in with that background and you were losing parts of the edge of it. And also there were some backlighting which I could tell with it, but you couldn't really see it in the photograph very well because there were no dark background for it to stand out against. So all that lovely backlighting, you know, other side of its nose and teeth and the tongue and all that, it just weren't visible in reference photo. So I just put a darker background in, like some grey tones, and then I were able to do this nice backlighting. And it just looks so much nicer. It just made the dog pop forward from that backdrop. Just looked more 3D than what it did in photo. And this is often what I'm talking about when people say when you're working in a realistic style you may as well just take a photo. Well, this is just a good example of why it's not just as simple as that. I mean, the guy that had this done, he could have just, well, he might have had this photo blown up and put on wall, but he also used it as a reference to have this painting done and obviously got something very different compared to what the photo is, even though I've painted it in a realistic style. So as usual, let me know if there's any parts of this painting that you want to see me do a tutorial on. I am currently setting up a Patreon account and I need to just make some content for it, and I think I'm going to do all these paintings in just real time and cut them down into sections so that it's not all in one go. Otherwise you'll get videos that'll be like, you know, 12 to 20 hours long, so it's a bit much. So I will be cutting them into sections, but yeah, that is something to look out for, which I'm going to be working on for a while. So, and when I've got some material on there set up, then I will launch it. So watch this space. I will continue to put things on YouTube as well, the kind of things that you already see, and then I will just add extra stuff on Patreon. Things that you don't see on here, sort of more in-depth kind of stuff. And if all goes well, then I might be able to start just doing drawings and paintings purely for Patreon and not just commissions. So it might be a case that people can actually, you know, have a voice as to what I actually do next, as so to speak, rather than just commissions that I'm doing for people because they're currently what's paying me bills. Thing is with commissions is that I don't really have any control over what it is I'm going to be doing next. It's all down to what people end up ordering. So I might end up getting like a string of like Border Collies in a row or something like that, and people want to see more of a variety. The other thing is that because I've been doing almost primarily commissions for years now, I'm a little bit out of habit of actually especially painting things for myself and just choosing what I want to do, you know, personally, rather than just doing it for somebody else. So I'm gonna have to try and get back into the swing of that if I start to do this as well. So that's it sounds easy, but actually once it just too much of an habit of just, you know, being given your subject to do, it can be a little bit hard then getting back into the flow of just making decisions about what to paint that you want to paint. So but yeah, it will be nice to be able to do that and do some things that I want to do, but at the same time it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I'll feel a little bit lost almost. So on Freya, I obviously had 3 different distinct colours going on: white, the tan points, and then the black. The black were the quickest to do by far. It's really quick to do black. You just put in the base black colour and then just add some highlights and then job's a good one. The white probably takes the longest. The amount of layering that you have to do for white is, you won't believe it really, just for white. And then obviously all the different colours that are going on in the tan points takes longer as well, because it's not just one kind of colour, there's all different colours going on in that area around just under eye and cheek and what have you. And if you're new to my channel and you're watching this, I have got a video on how to paint the borderline between the colour changes effectively. So I'll link to that above and you can have a look at that if you're wanting to paint a subject that's got different colours on it like this and you don't want it to sort of look like a patchwork quilt because you're not sure how to paint the border between one colour and another. So we now have a completed Freya, and if you enjoyed this video then please get a like, leave any suggestions in comments, and you can also help to support this channel with the super thanks as well. Anything is really appreciated no matter how small. And I think that'll be it for this video, so I'll see you in my next one. Bye!